Hi, this is Fred Hassan with Sit Mean Sit Dog Training with the video discussion for today. And with all the videos that I'm doing here, you are welcome to leave your comments, leave your questions. We might even answer your question in a video. Today's discussion is going to be on why you should never tell your dog no. And we have a solution for it as well. So let me first get to the downside of why you shouldn't tell your dog no. And let me first define that for you. By not telling your dog no, I mean any variation of no. There's some people that say, I never tell my dog no, but they tell them or no, or quit it, or stop it, or don't, or they use a word, or they use some word that signifies no because it's been enforced as a no. So it still means no to the dog in their language, but they think that gets them over by not saying no just because they've replaced the word. So I'm eliminating all of that right off the get-go. The second part is, whatever country you're from, if you're from China, or you're from Japan, or you're from Germany, or you're from any other country, of course you're not going to use the word no. You're going to use a similar word in that language. So we're going to eliminate that as well. So all of the no's and any type of correlation with no that means no to the dog because it's been enforced as no, we need to get rid of. Now, what is the solution for that? Here is why, and here's the easiest way to do this. When you tell your dog no, it's very vague to the dog. It's not, let me give you an example. Let's say that your friend comes over and your dog starts jumping on him. You don't want them to jump on him. So people tell them no, and they have a variety of ways that they train with that. You know, again, whatever your training style is, that's up to you. But some people train, they tell them no, and then they follow it up with what they want them to do. So the dog's jumping on you, you tell them no. Well, it's very vague to the dog. No what? You know, no, you don't want me looking at this guy while I'm jumping on him. No, you don't want me jumping up and down. No, you don't want me turning to the left. Maybe it took you a few seconds to say no, so maybe you didn't want me running over there. What exactly is it? And if it's something that's in an immediate situation, like something where there's danger involved, like maybe the dog's in the middle of biting somebody. Again, there's time lost in situations like that. Not that it's always a time manner, but I'm just making my point here. What we would do, what we do with the sit, mean, sit system is we tell the dog whatever the command is that we want them to do. So if the dog is jumping on you, it takes too much time and it's too vague, and however your enforcement is of having them go through that. So let's say the dog knows to sit. You would tell the dog just to sit. That would get him off him. He couldn't sit and jump on him at the same time. Now the problems that you have from there are a lot of people can't do this because the dog might be jumping on somebody across the room or in a dog park or across the way, or your immediacy. But that's just a problem of semantics and a training style. If you don't have a training style that you're able to get to a dog immediately, even from a distance, then, you know, that's a whole nother discussion here. That's a whole nother sit, mean, sit video. We can make a whole video just on that. But so what we do is if the dog is doing something, you want to follow it up and have the dog immediately do the command. So it doesn't have to be sit. It could be down, or it could be come, or it could be whatever, and we're following through in however it is that you follow through with your command of making that dog correspond to the command and have them do that. So if he sat off of there, he would have to sit immediately. The whole thing is learning attention to command and having the dog react to the command. So we don't tell the dog no, we give him information. The information is we want to follow that up with what we want him to do. So we could have him, like I said, do a variety of things. So remember, do not tell your dog no. If your dog's running, you can have him sit, you can have him come, and the time it takes you to say no, sit, or even no, it's never meaningful to the dog because it's always vague. But sit means sit. Sit means sit, and that's why we came up with that. Sit means sit, and if we're making the dog sit, depending on what your definition of sit is, we can always make it clear that it's done immediately and there is no gray line. And it's another less thing for the dog to worry about. And as far as him stopping a command, he really only has to know something how to stop. There's a variety of commands. Some dogs know sit and they know how to lay down. That might be important to somebody who's trialing their dog. And by trialing, I mean they're in a competitive dog sport. And in the sport that they're competing in, maybe that sport calls for you to sit your dog and to down your dog in various parts. So obviously, in that situation, you would have to know both. Or even if you want to teach your dog a lot of different commands, there's nothing wrong with that. You can teach him sit and down and stand and you stand on his hind legs and whatever you want to teach him. But for a stationary command, whether it's sit or it's down, you have to also see my video on why we don't tell the dog to stay, which is also, I think it's down a couple here on YouTube, where you can see the similar theories there as well. And all of this in conjunction with our training style and how we're able to get to the dog anywhere. It's the same with having it, if you had to touch the dog, the time that it would take to get over there, and correlating with what happens if your dog, we deal with deaf dogs. So giving a dog a verbal cue would be hard to do with a deaf dog. So our training style fits everything. We'll talk about deaf dogs later. We'll talk about other dogs later. But for now, do not tell your dog no. Just follow it up with what the command is. It will be much clearer to your dog and you will get along a lot better. And remember, until next time, sit means sit.